Hello and welcome to the Awakened Therapist Training. I'm Harmony Kwiker, and I designed this training to support you in cultivating the skills to rest in your own awake awareness as you hold space for clients in such a way that their innate spirituality guides them as they find their way back home to themselves on their path of healing. I found that in training programs for therapists and coaches, the space holder's state of consciousness was sorely overlooked as an essential ingredient to the container. A therapist and a coach has the opportunity to support the deepest healing in their clients. However, without proper training, it is all too common for the therapist or the coach to actually interrupt the client's healing capacity by putting on their own personality, their own patterns to disrupt presence, their own ideas about what it means to be a space holder through this old paradigm of therapist or coach as expert, as opposed to therapist as coach as reflection of deep awareness and trust in the client's healing capacity. As I have been guiding clients in this work for almost 20 years and teaching other therapists how to hold space in this deep and profound way, I've discovered that each one of us has the capacity to open up to higher consciousness and receive really beautiful intuitive downloads. They come through us all in different ways, but once we hold space from presence and awake awareness, these transmissions start to come with more fluidity, more ease, more grace, more consistency, and really contribute to the client's own journey on their way back home to themselves, but also contribute to the therapist's own spiritual alignment and spiritual ascension. Because this work is transpersonal, meaning that we aren't guiding a session from our personality and we aren't interacting with our client's personality. We're not in the personal realm, we're in the transpersonal realm beyond personality. Because we're holding space in this way, there actually is this beautiful opportunity for the work to be healing for the therapist also. When we are accustomed to engaging with the world from our personality, and oftentimes therapists and coaches have a helper personality where we prioritize other people at the cost of ourselves. In this work, our own self, our own rejuvenation, our own inner resourcing, our own consciousness contributes to the session, which means that we matter also. And this is the beauty of this work. It supports us in preventing burnout, keeping the therapeutic container clean, and it also supports us in keeping our own energy clear and clean, where we aren't processing our clients' emotions for them. This is their work to do. It is deeply honoring that their soul needs, sorry, that their soul knows what they need to heal. This work honors their sovereignty and it honors our own deeper knowing as the space holder. And the alchemy that this interaction creates is beyond what the ordinary mind can conceive, what the ordinary mind could try to create. It is beyond the mind in that way. It's a discovery, it's a collaboration with our clients, and it's a creative process. It is the ultimate expression of our creativity and of divine creativity moving through the therapeutic container. As you listen to this training, one thing that I want to encourage you to remember is that everything that occurs within the therapeutic or coaching container belongs to the client. And this can be a challenging sort of idea to understand when we are having our own experience. But because the field is so uniquely designed as a reflection for the client. Anything that we feel, that we see, that we think is actually a reflection of some aspect of the client. And this is why it's really important to have a baseline of how we feel before we enter into a session. So, for example, if I'm feeling tired before I enter into a session, that tiredness that I brought into the session does not belong to the client. I know that to be mine because I felt it before I entered the session. But once I enter into that session, if I arrived feeling energized and then all of a sudden this sort of veil of fatigue came over me, it's an opportunity for me to be curious about the vibration of fatigue. Where does that exist on this client's journey? Why is that important and relevant right now in the field? And so everything that enters into that field, we bring more awareness, more curiosity, more consciousness to, without interpreting it, without assigning meaning to it, but just by making room for it with our own awareness. So I hope you enjoy this training. It offers many different aspects of guiding a session that honors a client's own spiritual alignment, as well as the therapist or coach's spiritual alignment. And really honors that we all have our own source of energy, our own source of healing and wisdom within us. And when our wisdom interacts with our client's wisdom, the profound transformation that happens is so sacred. So I hope that you love this work, that you feel rejuvenated by this work, and that you find the most authentic expression of this work for you as you hold space for your clients. Thank you so much for being here. And I wish you um, so much beauty on this path of being a healer.